In the bigger picture, we've been in a correction in the S&P since March 21st, which will likely continue into late July of 2024 this year. However, in the middle of that correction, we're still expecting a fairly meaningful rally that should end at the end of May, between the 24th and 28th of May. Today is April 25th, and we are basically seeing that correction has started on schedule. We had our 2 weeks of decline from the 10th of April until the 23rd of April. This week, we expected to see a rally begin, and it did. And today we're up 160 points off of the low from Sunday night. In our forecast of April 1st, we anticipated a topping pattern until between the 8th and 10th of April, followed by a sharp decline for a couple of weeks. And it did happen. However, in the last video, we updated our thinking incorrectly because we assumed that that first decline in the pattern was going to be the largest part of it. And that if indeed people did not get out of shorts soon, they could have the market snap back up in their face and lose the profits that they had gained earlier. However, the pattern didn't follow the 24-year cycle, which is where that behavior happened. It did continue according to the 12 and 18-year cycles, which so far have been perfect. Now, we're looking for a bottoming period before the final rally into late May. The low probably came in on the 23rd, and we're expecting to see a bottoming pattern, which includes a continued rally until roughly May 1st, short term, a decline until somewhere between the 3rd and the 9th of May. In other words, it pulls back and retests the low. It is still possible to take out that low in the middle of May before a final rally up into late May. So there are two candidates. One is that we have the decline is over. We go sideways until the middle, until between May 3rd and May 9. Then we have a sharp rally up into the late part of May, make new highs, new all-time highs. And then there's a very big decline that starts late May and goes all the way through late July. And it could turn out to look like any of these three possibilities. The second possibility is that the dates are correct, the moves are correct, but we do not make a new high on May 27th or 24th. We make a retest of our present high, followed by a follow-through, which would ultimately be a sharp decline into late July. The only difference is we have a bigger rally in the more preferred scenario, in the more likely scenario. But if we don't make a new high by late May, it's the most it can do, and then it'll come down hard for the next 2 months after that. Now, the reasoning in terms of astrology, for those who are interested, is there was a Mars and Saturn conjunction that happened on April 9th, I believe, which is very bearish for the market, and that triggered the trend reversal. But also there was a negative aspect of the moon conjunct with Rahu, which was also considered bearish. And then there was also the negative tone generated by the retrograde Mercury that began on April 1st. However, the moon opposite, the moon conjunct Rahu is now ended because it now ran into the opposite pole, Ketu, on Sunday night, the 22nd. So there's a bullish influence that came back in. The retrogression of Mercury ended today, and that's a bullish influence that came back in. So we would expect to see a push upward, even though it may go sideways for another week or so. Nevertheless, the trend is likely to turn upward and have a fairly strong rally up into late May. At that point, there's quite a few things that are bearish in the month of June and July, which would probably take us down to the final target, which we didn't reach yet, which we are looking for 4,600 as an endpoint of this correction. And we potentially could still see, believe it or not, as high as 5,600 before the end of May. However, if we don't make that, then that's all the market can do. We're having another course beginning on May 5th. It'll be the Trade Forecast Mastery Masterclass, the 3-month program. And it's going to be enriched because we have additional tools, and astrology is going to be a little bit more emphasized. And I think it's going to be very enjoyable. After the first 4 weeks, you have 9 weeks of what we call clinics, where you join a larger group of students who've already taken the class. And there's also a Discord group where there's a day trader group and a swing trader group. And they've been very, very helpful to each other in terms of utilizing these tools and other tools that they already are bringing to the table. And I'm very impressed with the level of success that these students are having. Anyway, it's May 5th. It starts on a Sunday. If you're interested, follow up on it.